feel called having connection issues. Let's see. So we may or may not be streaming. I don't know. So maybe it's a repeat of last week. But I'm going to share something that I don't know. I kind of feel weird sharing it, and I don't ever want to inject fear in anybody, but I really and truthfully believe this. I talk to a lot of you all in person, or not in person, but through messages or, through the social media platforms. And one thing that is very, very resounding for almost everybody, I can remember one person who I've spoken to, and they really enjoyed their job. They really loved it. They were really excited about it still. And they were pretty new, nurse prac, but resounding. Everybody I've spoken to is burned out. Thanks for jumping on, guys. If you're on a platform where you can give me a heart or comment, let me know you're here. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see who you are. And then, if you have any questions, always reach out to me. Always feel like you can do that, or anything you want. But today I'm sharing something that, oh goodness, and we're having bad connection issues. So hopefully I'm going to be streaming for you. It's raining in my area, and I live out in, the middle of nowhere. So our internet connection's always spotty anyhow. But I feel very called to share this. I've been saying this for a long time. I have a little intuition on this. I would not say that I'm, just incredibly great at it, but I knew something big was going to happen in 2020. I called it, and everybody, my family and everyone were like, how in the world did you? I don't know. I just knew. And then I've said for a while that I think 2023 is going to be kind of the second big thing. And I don't know exactly, but obviously we all know now, nobody, that's no secret. We're heading into a recession, depression. And so many people are already so unhappy with where they're at, and they're having to work hours they don't want to do, fill in holes that they don't want to. They're having to do so many things that does not speak to their soul. Just like my post from yesterday about how charting to, cover my booty doesn't speak to my soul. Having to code so that it gets, the most money for my organization doesn't speak to my soul. Making sure that I see as many patients as I can and stressing out about that, as opposed to the quality of health that I'm giving my patients, does not speak to my soul. And I made the leap. Everyone knows now that I made the leap, and I quit my full-time job. So my online business is more than making up for that. So it was definitely a situation of go for it, right? Don't just sit there on it. Don't live in fear. Go for it. And I really and truthfully believe that things are going to get worse before they get better. And I also know that I know exactly how other people can start your own practice, your own business, your own anything that you want. Set your own hours and decide what you want to do. That is 100% within your realm of possibility. And what I wanted to take you through is, one thing I'm sharing is that, it's not a secret though, I feel, but things are not going to get easier for the employee. And, I'm about to get political. I never get political, but I'm just going to share this as well. I really and truthfully believe that middle class is getting squeezed out. I know that people say that. I'm not staying on political stuff for long, I promise. So don't hate on me for it. But I just 100% see it happening. I think it's been happening for a long time, and it's not too much of I feel that it's not too much of a secret at this point, especially with, recession, depression coming our way. And we've got to really step up our game. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I want everyone to just kind of live in bliss. And it's not that you can't live in bliss while doing it. Whenever you have passion for something, you're doing something you love, and you're making your choices based upon that passion. It's really and truthfully not a hustle or a struggle. It is just leading with faith and with love. And that's a really great place to be in. And that's something that you can do and you can harness. And especially if you have a nursing background, you 100% have that power built into you innately. We all become a certain kind of quality of person that I think is very special. And I want to kind of step you through, what are the things that are maybe stopping you? We're going to do some 5 minutes, it's going to be really short. This is a really, really short kind of life coach lesson here. But what are the things that are stopping you, and how we identify those? They're always a story. There's always a story that you're telling yourself. that is preventing you from becoming and doing what it is that you want to do, or that you feel called, or maybe it's just preventing you from finding what you're called to do. That can also be where you're stopped, where you're blocked. And the first thing you want to do is realize, how is this comfort zone? So first step is your comfort zone, identifying your comfort zone. How is this comfort zone keeping me where I'm at? So for a long time, I told myself that I'm going to use this as an example. First thing that popped in my head, I didn't totally plan out every story I'm going to share or anything with you, but I told myself that I was somebody who did not run before. Back when I've shared this before, this is a shocker to a lot of people still, but I used to be a smoker. Sorry, that's disgusting. I used to be a smoker. I was very unhealthy. I ate fried foods all the time. I ate the standard American diet, and I did it like I went all out on it, right? I gained 20 pounds my freshman year of college. I was that person. And I told myself, and I laughed about it, that if you see me running, you better start running because something's chasing me and you don't want to be chased by it either. And I would joke about those things, but that was my comfort zone. I told myself I wasn't a runner. I told myself I wasn't somebody who could be healthy. I wasn't all of those things. And the way that I overcame it, we don't have time for it right now, but was making small steps. But I stayed in that comfort zone. I told myself that story that I'm just not that person. And that kept me in that comfort zone. And it was obviously a lie, because now, I mean, I am, I had the goal of 6-pack by 6 weeks after baby. And you know what I mean? Like those things, like, and I didn't hit that, but I'm not telling myself that same story anymore. I'm not telling myself that I can't be healthy. I'm telling myself that I can do it, and that I can. And even though I didn't totally hit that goal, you know what I mean? I got healthy pretty fast after baby, and I stayed healthy, through the pregnancy. And now I love organic foods, and majority of our basket, whenever we go to Walmart, it's all healthy food. So I'm not saying you're bragging. I'm saying that was a story I used to tell myself, but it kept me comfortable. So what story are you telling yourself to keep you comfortable? Now, the next thing I want you to think about is the illusion of how it's keeping you safe. How is it giving you that illusion? What illusion is it? So the illusion in my story was that I was comfortable, that it was better being where I was at than it was on the other side of being healthy. I was in the illusion of telling myself that not making myself uncomfortable, not pushing myself out there into doing things that weren't comfortable for me. Like the first time I went to a CrossFit gym, the first time I ran in the neighborhood, I felt self-conscious about that. What is that illusion that you're telling yourself that's keeping you safe? My illusion was that this is keeping me safe because I feel comfortable. And what are you telling yourself? Whenever I first started building a business, I thought, there's no way I can go on social media. Like there's no way I can do that. I'm terrified of it. It does not, I was shaking the first time. I'm not somebody who posts. That was the story I was telling myself. I'm not, because I wasn't. I did not post on social media. I did not show my face on social media. The first time I used to think that, selfies were just so self-centered and all of those things, but that was keeping me comfortable, is keeping me surrounded and niched into where it was that I needed, that I wanted to be, that I was familiar with, that other people had said that they believed that too. It was keeping me there in that zone. So what story are you telling yourself that is keeping you safe and giving you the illusion of safety? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the only thing that keeps us safe is the Lord. He is our only true safety. So what are you clinging to that's preventing you from living out His intention for your life? Because it gives you the illusion of safety. Money, jobs, security, those are all illusion of safety, 100%, especially in the world we live in right now. Your job can be, I've thought all the time about how the thing about it is that, your job is only dependent upon that CEO being able to run that business well, and all of the other people also doing their job and keeping it running. Whereas your own business, you are in control of that. There's one person, there's one element that can make that happen. And does that make sense to you? Like that illusion there is that will keep you safe. And that's not necessarily, it's not the truth. It's just, it's an illusion. And what is it? So what is it that you're telling yourself? You got to kind of write this out. You have to journal it. You have to kind of figure out what is that illusion, and what is it keeping you from doing that you are perceiving to be hard, so that you're preventing yourself from being your best, and even though like it's perceived as hard. Running today, I did I guess I'm going back to that because I work out in the morning, so my mind's just always there. But I did 3 sprints of like maxing out the treadmill for 0.33 miles. So then it was, it goes over a little bit to 0.34. So it was a full mile, and I just did sprints. And that was hard. And the first time I did it, I felt really sick. I was like, "Ooh," like, just like that feeling that you get. And then the second time it was harder. And then the third time it was really hard, and it sucked to just be totally honest with you. But what I tell myself, because we always try to avoid the hard in our life, that is just human nature. That is animal nature. If you watch animals walk on the same path, because that's easier than trying to find a new path in the woods, that's just lively nature for us to find the easier way. And it's also smart, right? It's also smart because why blaze a new trail if there's someone right next to you, right? Just take the easier path if you can. But what I'm saying is it'll prevent you from doing the hard, because that's our nature. But there's times when we don't need to be leaning into that easy path. We need to be making our own path. We need to be stepping off from where, like, we know this is not serving us, but we're afraid to step off into a path that isn't made yet, isn't blazed. But in reality, if you're walking on a path that causes you pain where you're at, then that blazing your new path is just going to be temporary pain, and then it's going to feel amazing, and then it's going to get comfortable, and that's going to be your new comfort zone. So whenever I was sprinting, sprinting's not my comfort zone. My comfort zone is keeping a steady pace and hitting my, I've had the goal of 8-minute mile, and now the other day I did 750. Yeah, 750 the other day. And like, that's my comfort zone, staying at a steady, that's what I do. That's what I know. And this time I maxed it out and I tried to sprint it out. But I knew in my mind that this is hard right now, but I am doing so much for my cardiovascular system that the next time I do my 750 mile, it's going to be that much easier. That much easier, because I'm doing the hard right now. And if I maintain that, if I keep doing that, it's going to stay easier. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's an illusion. That's why that comfort zone, back up to where we first started talking about, comfort zone is an illusion. And it's keeping you from doing the hard. But the hard is not really that hard in the long run. I'm going to tell you that I've been working on building my own business I've tried few different things. I started an MLM, and that was kind of, a year and a half of really hard. And I was successful. I'm not someone who says that doesn't work, because I know that it can work. I've done it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. And then I tried something new that was totally out of my comfort zone. I thought, there's no way I can build my own business or my own products. There's no way I can do that. And it was a hard thing in my mind, but then once I started doing it, I was like, whoa, this is way easier. That was totally an illusion. That was totally. Saw me leave MLM. It's the connection again. Saw me leave MLM and then start doing my own thing. And that, my MLM's done. Like, there was nothing building up from that. Like, that's squashed. My upline ended up getting my entire business below me, because when you have an MLM, I'm sorry, but you do not own all of that. You have to hit their guidelines or you're out. And I quit working it. So, it's fair that they didn't keep me, because it is their business. I'm not saying it's unfair, but you know what I mean? That's gone. Like, that's gone. Somebody else got all my hard work from that. And that is literally fine, because they know, be real with yourself. You don't own it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't own it. And I started my own thing completely from scratch. Most of my audience completely flipped, because I completely changed who I was talking to and what I was doing. So, it was a complete restart. And within that restart, oh gosh, I don't want to lie to anybody. It's been less than a year though, from whenever I started it. I know it's been less than a year, and I did it through pregnancy and having a brand new baby. And I left my full-time income. I left that job because there's no point in it. Well, no, that was just an incomplete sentence, and that's not you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like financially, I could, so I did. And I have, and because of all the other things, I've shared tons of things like staying with my kiddos and that kind of stuff. And there's so many things, but I'm rambling and rattling right now because I know that I need to get off of here. But I hope that was helpful to you all. Look at that. I forgot I can see. Ooh, 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 ooh. Show the comments, and then, or maybe I'm going to try this to the brink. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Look at this. I just shared your comment. I do so easily and willing. I find it amazing to see what my body can do. Yes. I.e. not training, doing. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And you can do the hard. How cool is that I can do that? I get to learn something every day. And personally, I learn a lot of things every day. Y'all should always be learning. Someone told me the other day, they're like, Lauren, you're real sharp. You're real smart. You learn stuff easy. I'm like, no, I'm not. Legitimately not. Y'all, I was a special ed when I was in grade school. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly listening to trainings. Literally. I mean, as much as I can, I'm pretty much constantly learning. I'm not a sharp, smart learner. I have tricks and stuff that I use, and that's why I share, some of my trainings. Dang it. I don't know. I'm not, see, look at me. I just did the same thing over. See, I'm not smart. But absolutely. Okay. I can't read this whole message. I cannot wait to get back to read it though. Thank you so much for sharing it. Without even knowing I was pregnant in my first marathon. Oh, I know who this is. I love you. Mwah! Love you, love you, love you, sister. Yes, exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, guys, I gotta get off of here. I will, I'll see y'all around though. I do have coming up some real exciting things to share. So I'm going to be diving into that when I'm not running over, gabbing my mouth off. I'll talk to you later.